teacher at Mint Private High School. We'll be teaching our students online in accordance with the busy that we've got here, so students are not able to come to school. So we'll teach them online and from the video. We'll teach our lessons from the video, and I hope you students, get the lessons pretty well. Sure, the lessons will not be much better like the lessons that we teach students live, but we'll try our best. So hope we'll do our best together, right? We're talking about email writing, right? Lots of times students, not only students, many people, when they write emails, they make a lot of mistakes. They're not able to write their emails correctly. So then I'm going to teach you how to write email. Email writing, we got two kinds of email writing. Formal email, right? And also informal email we've got here. First, we'll talk about formal email, how to write formal emails. In formal emails, the first step, that is formal sentences, which are very important, all right? Formal sentences using polite sentences, right? Number 2 point, which is the second point, which is very important, that's grammatical structures. We're talking about formal email, so in formal email, what's important? First one, polite sentences, formal sentences. Second one, grammatical structures. Now, root language in your formal email, that's how we separate formal email from our informal email, right? So grammatical structures are important in formal email. Once again, how do we write formal emails? Formal and polite sentences. And the second one, grammatical structures, alright? And when we're talking about informal emails, what do? We write usual sentences, right? We write what? Usual sentences. No formal sentences, no polite sentences are important because we're talking about informal emails. And the second point, grammatical structures aren't such unnecessary as informal emails. If you write grammatical structures, it's all right. If you don't, it's also okay. So there's not a big deal about writing usual sentences using some emojis there. Okay, so it's okay. That's the main difference between formal emails and informal emails. In formal emails, what do? You write polite and formal sentences, grammatical forms, right? And informal sentences, in informal emails, you do what? You just write usual sentences. Okay? And of course, let's not forget that today we're talking about writing emails to apologize. How to write email, how to apologize from someone, how to seek apology from someone, alright? So that's a very important point. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so as we said that today we are talking about emails to apology, right? Emails to apologize. We've got some exercises here. The first one is a read exercise. What do they want us to do? Okay, look at the situations below. Here we've got 6 situations, alright? Decide if they require a formal apology if. So if these situations require a formal apology, we write if with a sentence. An informal apology, I, or it depends, D. Alright? So we've got 6 situations. If each situation requires a formal apology, we write if. If it requires informal apology, we write I. Or it depends, we write what? We write D. So number 1, they have given this to us like example. Number 1, losing something you borrowed from a friend. Losing something, like you borrow from a friend and then you lose that. So it's example, they have written I here, so it means it is informal apology. This situation requires informal email, right? Number 2, let's work this together, alright? Being rude to an adult. What do you think? Which email does it require? Which apology does it require? Does it require a formal apology or does it require informal apology? Being rude to an adult. Okay? Right? So I'm sure you have got this correct. Like when you want to seek apology from your friend, or you've been rude to an adult, it is formal apology. So we have to write here what? We have to write here because this situation requires formal apology. The third one, forgetting to invite someone to a party. You're having a party and you forget, for example, your friend. So which apology do you have to do? Do you have to write formal apology or do you have to write informal apology? Alright, this also the situation belongs to you. So come to the next one, arriving late for school. Does it mean formal apology or does it mean informal apology? Sure, it's a formal place, school. So, yeah, that requires formal apology. Number 5, having an argument with a cousin. Alright, cousin. Well, this also belongs to the situation. If you're too close with that friend, with your cousin, you may need to write informal apology, but if you're kind of straight, so you have to write which apology, you have to say that's if. And the last one, causing damage to someone's property. Oh, that's not a good thing to do, right? When you cause damage to someone's property. Alright, so I'm sure you'll say which apology you have to do. You have to write formal apology and you have to write formal email in this situation, alright? So, I've already got this correct. Let's move to the other part, the other exercise. Let's exercise 2, read the 2 emails. Alright, now we're going to have 2 emails, right? Which 2 situations from exercise 1 are the writers apologizing for? Okay, and which email is the most formal? We're going to have 2 emails here. Okay, we're going to have 2 emails here, and what we have to do, we have to choose which one is the formal email and which one is the informal email. As I said earlier, we just described our formal and informal emails earlier, right? So now it's much easier for us to decide which one is the formal email and which one is the informal email here. Okay, and you have to help with me here because we're going to do this together, alright? And number 1 is, hi Clara, let's read this. Clara, I'm ever so sorry that I can't find your copy of the Kite Runner. I feel awful because I promised you in March that I'll look after it. Now I can't give it back to you, and it's all my fault. Okay? The last time I saw it was at the weekend when I was on my way to my grandmother's house. I think I must have left it on the train. Anyway, I'm going out now to get you another book. I'll give it to you when I see you at school tomorrow. I don't know what to say, except that I'm really, really sorry. Love, Jasmine. Okay, that was the first email. You may have noticed some points here. Now we come to the second email. When we read this email, then we're going to compare this one to the first one, and we'll decide which one is the formal email and which one is informal email, alright? Dear Mr. Winters, okay. I'm writing to apologize for breaking the windscreen of your car last week. Oh, I'm extremely embarrassed about my behavior and I accept full responsibility for what happened. Okay? The incident occurred in the afternoon as I was leaving school. My intention was to give my football to a friend on the other side of the car park, but unfortunately it landed on your car instead. My parents have offered to help me pay for the broken windscreen, and so I would be grateful if you could inform me to appropriate amount when I see you on Monday. Once again, please accept my apologies for inconvenience of cost. Yours sincerely, Jake Phillips. Okay, now this was the second email. Now let's compare this one to the one that we read earlier. Okay. Here, you may not notice some points. And those points are, number 1, I'm ever so sorry. Okay? After that, I feel awful. Alright? After that, it's all my fault. Okay? And I don't know what to say. Except that I'm really, really sorry. So these are the points that you can write in an informal emails. Okay? Informal emails, you can write those. Now come to the next one. Dearest Winters, I'm writing to apologize. Okay? I'm writing to apologize. If you compare this sentence with the one, I'm sorry, this one sounds a little formal than the first one, alright? Number 2, let's find another thing here. Okay, I am extremely embarrassed. I'm extremely embarrassed. If you compare that sentence with this one, I feel awful. Okay, which one sounds a little formal? This one does, right? Okay, after that, I accept full responsibility. Okay, let's underline this one. Accept full responsibility. If you compare this one to it's all my fault, again, the second one sounds much formal. And other thing we have to underline here, that is, okay, let's just move to the last. Please accept my apologies. Please accept my apologies for the inconvenience I've caused. Also, this is a sentence, a formal sentence of writing formal emails. So that's how you write formal emails and informal emails. You have to just keep in mind those sentences, those formal sentences, okay? So then you'll be able to write a formal email to someone and there won't be any mistakes there. So I hope you have learned something from this writing emails, okay? So that we already have write formal emails and informal emails, they have given here to us an exercise. Read the emails again, the emails that we read. Find the phrases and writers. The writers used to apologize. As we underlined those sentences earlier, complete the chart below. Which are formal apology? Which sentences do you use when you are writing formal email to someone? And informal apology, which sentences do you use to write informal apology to someone? So this is your homework. You have to do this. I'm sure we can do this because it's much easier than we already did this. So that's it for today. Have a nice time.